I wanted to make history. And that's all it's ever been about for me, making history.
Eva hasn't necessarily caused a reaction. The jury was much more interested.
Now I'm gonna show you an announcement of him at the party, and he says at a certain hour the kids have to go home.
Yeah, that's what's up.
These started in the late 90s and continued on for a very long time.
I don't know, like if this, it's a simple suit situation, but it's like it's 20 mil.
Disturbing that any one instance, I think, in the cross-examination as her account.
I named it Bad Boy because I wanted to go against the grain. Anytime you go against the grain, they consider you like kind of
back and look at the bigger picture. P. Diddy has been under constant pressure for decades. With the fame, fortune, and influence come expectations. Expectations to maintain success, to never falter, and to always be on. This constant pressure can wear anyone down, no matter how strong they seem. Could this alleged panic attack be a sign that even the strongest can't escape the toll of the industry? Over the years, Diddy's life has been a whirlwind of public scrutiny, from the tragic murder of his close friend Tupac, to the endless media attention on his personal relationships. The man has been in the spotlight since his very first hit, but as he's gotten older, the expectations have only increased. He's not just a rapper anymore, he's an entire brand. The question now is, has it all finally caught up with him? Could this alleged breakdown be a symptom of a much larger issue, one that even Diddy can't handle on his own? Or is it simply a one-time occurrence, something that happens to the best of us? Let's dive deeper into what this could mean for him moving forward. Now, let's talk about mental health. While many of us might associate Diddy with toughness and resilience, the truth is that mental health issues can affect anyone, no matter how powerful, successful, or influential. This alleged panic attack might not be the first time Diddy has had to deal with mental health struggles behind closed doors. Could there be a deeper issue here that we don't know about? Sources close to Diddy have hinted at the pressure he's faced over the years. We've seen him go through public battles, legal challenges, and even personal losses. And while he's always kept up a strong, stoic front, we have to wonder, has Diddy been carrying a heavier load than he's letting on? Could this alleged panic attack be part of a larger pattern that's been brewing for years? Let's not forget the immense pressure that comes with being a public figure. Between managing his business empire, being a father, and staying relevant in the music industry, Diddy has had more than his fair share of stresses. Could all these factors have led to a breaking point? Is Diddy's mental health being overlooked in favor of his image as a tough, untouchable mogul? It's a tough question, but one worth asking, considering how many celebrities are starting to open up about their own mental health battles. Let's talk about what happens next. If this alleged panic attack is true, it could have serious consequences for Diddy's career. We've all seen how a breakdown, whether physical, mental, or emotional, can lead to the downfall of even the most powerful people in the industry. Could this be the beginning of the end for Diddy's reign as one of the most influential figures in music and business? Diddy's empire is vast. But if this panic attack is just the tip of the iceberg, we could see a shift in his ability to lead. Will his business partners start to question his reliability? Could the public start to see him as vulnerable, and in turn, start to lose faith in his brand? We're talking about a man who built his empire on an image of power, control, and resilience. If he's no longer able to maintain that image, the fallout could be devastating. On the flip side, this could also be a turning point for Diddy. Could this experience force him to take a step back, reevaluate his priorities, and even reinvent himself? We've seen other celebrities bounce back from even worse scandals. But this isn't just any scandal. It's a personal breakdown, and the public can be unforgiving. This could be a career-defining moment, one that changes everything for Diddy. in ways we can't even predict yet. Here's where things get even more interesting: the media. Once a story like this gets out, it takes on a life of its own. The media thrives on scandal, drama, and controversy, and this story is no exception. But what happens when rumors get amplified, twisted, and turned into something much bigger than it originally was? We've already seen how this alleged panic attack has set the internet on fire. Everyone from tabloid reporters to social media influencers is talking about it. Some are speculating about the details, others are calling it fake news, and some are just feeding the frenzy for the clicks. But in all this noise, it's hard to separate fact from fiction. So, how much of what we're hearing is actually true? We've seen how the media can take something small and blow it out of proportion. And given Diddy's history with the press, we know he's no stranger to controversy. But is this one being blown out of proportion too? Some insiders have already voiced their concern that this might be the result of a media witch hunt, a classic case of the press taking an alleged panic attack and turning it into something bigger than life. After all, who doesn't love a juicy scandal? The question is, how will Diddy respond to this? Let's shift gears for a second and focus on the alleged artist at the center of this storm. While we've been hearing a lot about Diddy's side of the story, what about the person who allegedly caused this panic attack? We've heard nothing but silence from them so far. But you have to wonder, what's going through their mind? Could this artist feel guilty about what happened? Could they even be regretting the confrontation that allegedly led to Diddy's breakdown? Or maybe they don't see it the same way. Maybe they're just as confused and shocked as the rest of us. After all, they were just having a heated discussion, right? But what if they didn't realize the intensity of the pressure Diddy was under? Could this entire situation have been a misunderstanding? One that spiraled out of control? We don't know much about the artist's perspective. But what we do know is that they are now at the center of one of the most talked about stories in Hollywood. This could either make or break their career. Will they lean into the drama and use it for their own gain? Or will they stay quiet, letting the dust settle before they speak out? Only time will tell, but it's clear that this artist's role in this whole mess is far from over. Finally, let's take a look at what other celebrities are saying about all this. We've seen how the public reacts to stories like these. But what about the celebrities themselves? Do other big names in the industry think this could happen to them? Are they empathizing with Diddy's alleged situation? Or are they distancing themselves from the drama? Reports say that a few of Diddy's friends and peers in the industry have expressed concern over the situation. Some are saying that the pressure to stay at the top is more intense than ever. A few have even reached out to Diddy, offering their support. But there are others who've been eerily quiet, possibly because they don't want to get dragged into the mess. One thing is for sure, when the spotlight is on you, even the smallest of mistakes can have massive consequences. This story is likely to influence how other celebrities view their own mental health, career pressures, and public image. Could this event serve as a warning for others in the industry? Or is it just a one-off situation that doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things? As always, only time will tell. So, after everything we've discussed, what's next for P. Diddy? Is this alleged panic attack a moment of weakness in a long career of strength? Or is it a sign of something bigger that we all need to pay attention to? We may never get all the answers, but this story has certainly raised a lot of questions. Whatever the truth is, Diddy's career will continue to be a topic of interest. We'll be keeping a close eye on what happens next, and you should too. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. Until then, we'll be here, bringing you all the latest in celebrity gossip. Wow, what a wild ride it's been. This entire saga, whether it's true or just another overblown story, has certainly captured our attention. We want to know what you think though. Do you believe that Diddy had a real panic attack? Or is this just another case of the media twisting the facts? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's discuss. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You won't want to miss the next big story coming your way. See you next time.
Jealousy and money, not crime.
Oil all over the walls and doors. Blood on the sheets because she was forced to have sex during her and being a urine because it turned him on. According to Ventura, Holmes fantasized about watching her.
And one of the last things Diddy had said to her, according to Don Richard, was, if you tell, people go missing.
She said she regularly witnessed Combs.
Because he totally knows what he's doing is not okay. But he has to instill this idea that
she said that she remembered Diddy abusing Cassie on multiple occasions, but two came to mind that she remembered best, including one where they were—
Hearing that, I think, really does paint a picture of why people were so afraid of him.
She had described Diddy pulling Cassie out of a car by the hair and dragging her onto the grass, and a lot of people saw. But Don Richard said that they were at this dinner in LA, and this is who was in attendance, and Diddy punched Cassie in the stomach, and then she left, and she was like embarrassed, and then he kind of like—
These times, because something that we've kind of started to see from the defense is it's almost like they're trying to do this thing that—
Quote, too intimate, it made her squeamish.
Hours telling jurors about those so-called freak-offs.
People go missing.
She said she regularly witnessed Combs.
Because he totally knows what he's doing is not okay. But he has to instill this idea that—
She then talked about how Diddy had complete control over Cassie's career, saying that she could be successful, but it would be on his timeline. He also talks about how she decided—
And one of the last things Diddy had said to her, according to Don Richard, was, if you tell—
Manipulation, addiction, and sexual blackmail.
Video of assaulting his girlfriend. However, he didn't do racketeering. And that's what they're going to have to try to prove.
She said that she remembered Diddy abusing Cassie on multiple occasions, but two came to mind that she remembered best, including one where they were—
Hearing that, I think, really does paint a picture of why people were so afraid of him.
She had described Diddy pulling Cassie out of a car by the hair and dragging her onto the grass, and a lot of people saw.
It's fine, and it's going to be fine. Well, he was so out of his mind, he had no idea what he was doing, so therefore it's fine, and it's going to be fine. Well, he was so out of his mind, he had no idea what he was doing, so therefore he's not guilty. And she wanted to make it very clear he knew. You know why that's relevant, as we go back to the Club New York incident, so I thought that was
specifically the video this morning with J-Lo. Once again,
yes.
More relevance coming in.
So that has now been brought in, which, if you guys have been following this for a while—
Trafficking, he wasn't involved in trying to humble him, trying to make him in opening statements, trying to say, yes, there might be some bad things about him. Yes, you might see him on video.
Ventura has told the jury she felt she has spent and she said
Cassie's 8 months pregnant and she's reliving trauma.
Things turned violent. Is that the one time she did try to leave marathons with
messages between Cassie Ventura and Combs. Under cross-examination, defense attorneys read explicit.
Quote, too intimate, it made her squeamish.
She has spent hours telling jurors about those so-called freak-offs. Ventura has told the jury she felt she had no choice but to participate in those drug-fueled—
Cassie's crossing it into a battle over freak-offs, drug use, and blackmail tapes.
And she essentially says it turned into this sort of private form of porn.
He's not guilty. And she wanted to make it very clear he knew. You know why that's relevant, as we go back to the Club New York incident, so I thought that was something—
Specifically the video this morning with J-Lo. Once again,
yes.
More relevance coming in.
So that has now been brought in, which, if you guys have been following this for a while—
But Don Richard said that they were at this dinner in LA, and this is who was in attendance, and Diddy punched Cassie in the stomach, and then she left, and she was like embarrassed. And
you know, I think this jury has heard so much already that has been so graphic. And
they break up for absolutely no reason after he starts.
Eva hasn't necessarily caused a reaction. The jury was much more interested.
Like, if this is a simple suit situation, but it's like 20 mil.
The attacks that people face from the media if they try to speak out is always the same. They're called crazy.
I wanted to make history. And that's all it's ever been about for me, making history.
For Michael Rubin's all-white party, the real all-white party was Diddy.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so...